If children in the womb who have or may have Down syndrome can be aborted, what's next? So in Ohio, there was a law that was passed to protect children who in the womb, so these are children who have not yet been born, from abortion if the parents find out through the testing that's now medically available that their child may have Down syndrome. So the law was passed, but of course, Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry opposes this law. So the Sixth Circuit and a 3-judge panel actually said this law was unconstitutional and it could not go into force. But we have some good news to report. The full panel of the Sixth Circuit en banc has actually agreed to hear this case, which is unique because in the past, what we've seen is that anytime you're trying to restrict the actual abortion procedure itself for any reasons, that it gets struck down early in the court process and you don't even get to that en banc level. I think it's great that we've got the science now where we can detect issues that children may have inside the womb so that now they can even do operations to correct some of those problems. It could have been life-threatening, but with that kind of knowledge comes the potential for abuse. Even knowing the sex of your child. Are we going to greenlight sex-selective abortion like what we know is done so much around the world? If a state like Ohio can't say at the state level, which is where these laws should be made, can't say we're going to protect children inside the womb whose parents have done the testing and the doctors have done the testing, who may have or have been determined to have Down syndrome. We're going to protect them the same way they're going to be protected when they're born. That's all Ohio is trying to do. We already have certain protections and a higher level of protection for children who are born with disabilities. That already exists. They're protected more by law at the state and federal level. And Ohio wants to do that for these children inside the womb so that we don't start playing God with who and who should not be born based off what is information that we can be using for good, but we know in the past has been used for wrong. Eugenics, the whole basis of Planned Parenthood was to do away with the unwanted in society. And Ohio wants to do what they already do for these children the moment they're born, put special protections in place for children who may have disabilities, so you cannot abort them because you got that information as a parent because of the testing that's available. Because what's next is sex-selective abortion. What's next is abortion based off these specific characteristics that you can learn about now. What's next is full-scale Nazi-like eugenics. That's what's next. And it's what Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger supported as she toured the country speaking to groups of KKK members.
I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin.
And when a state like Ohio wants to protect these unborn children the same way it protects them the moment they're born, we're going to stand with Ohio. Stand with us as we continue to fight for life at ACLJ.org. We hope you enjoyed watching that video. If you want to see more of our content and content like that, check it out right here. If you want to take your involvement to the next level, join the fight. Click on Join the Fight right now, and you can take your involvement with our work to the next level.